Und damit willkommen zurück zu The Great Ace Attorney Results 2 Chronicles, meine Lieben. Und mal schauen, wie es erzählt hier nennenswerterweise weitergeht. I still remember the conversation I had with Dr. Wilson in the laboratory that day. Look at this. Now this a very curious thing to find in a man's stomach, would you say? But isn't that rather peculiar, Dr. Wilson? What's that now, Mikotoba? Well, if he swallowed a ring of that size with shows sharp metal claws that it has, surely you expect to see damage to the throat and esophagus from mucous membranes at the very least. Dr. Mikotoba, I may remind you that I have vastly more experience than you. I'm terribly sorry. I can think of plenty of way to explain why no injuries would be seen. No, let's say this: the victim would appear to have ingested the item as evidence to identify this assailant. Go ahead, write it down. So was I right? Dr. Wilson deliberately fabricated the results of the autopsy to implicate my father. I'm disappointed, Consul. That argument is nothing more than speculations. What? Dr. Wilson was Britannia's leading authority on forensics science and autopsy work. There is no scientific basis on which to doubt the man's expert opinion. Pardon to interrupt, my lord, but damage to the mucous membranes of the throat is easily identified, even in living subjects. Using a device called an endoscope recently demonstrated in practical use in France. I want one the government can pay. I don't think so, and Dr. Corey, the rest assured that your removal of evidence from the stores without permission will not go unpunished. We open up the dead to find the truth. I beg your pardon? But Mama, she chose to stitch her corpses up with all her secrets inside. That's wrong. Dr. Gorey, it's looking as though she's chosen to walk a different path to her mama. Oh boy. Wie viel Gläser hat er eigentlich noch? Yes, the ring. What about the ring? I've just remembered something. An earlier incident. What incident? The one I recounted to have before I found a memory I have of Genshin Asogi saving my life. What? My father saved your life? It was 10 years ago on a foggy night. I were walking down some one back streets at a late hour. All of a sudden, don't make a peep, you're coming with us. All of our assailants were armed with pistols, their faces surrounded by Surface. Jetzt habe ich es einfach vorgelesen, auch wenn das wahrscheinlich dann vorgelesen habe, I guess. The next thing I knew, there was silence around. Genshin lay on the sublet street. Blood was seeping from his left hand, even shielded me. It was on the ring finger of his left hand that he used it to wear that ring. Are you saying I have always believed thugs were after me, but now I'm starting to question if perhaps I wasn't the intended target after all. Wait, but Genshin was arrested 2 days after that attack, and in such short interval the precise evidence needed to indict him was merely carelessly found. You mean the ring was stolen from him? You think that was those thugs were after that night?
Objection!
No boy, you pathetic coward. You expect me to believe that you weren't involved? What do you mean by that? It was you, wasn't it? You're the one who took it. You stole my father's ring. You set the whole thing up so you won't paint. Also ich darf das mal wieder nicht vorlesen. Okay. Kazuma. Open your eyes. Ryonosuke. You must know deep down. The truth can be completely absurd even when your judgment is only slightly clouded. But at the moment you seem to be floundering through a dense fog. Is that why you were so insistent I should be represented in the trial to see you like this? Oh Mann, oh Mann. Ja, der lacht mal wieder drüber. Well, this is an amusing spectacle. What a grandiose expression on your face is as if you were Lady Justice herself. It seems you've thoroughly convicted yourself of this alleged fabrication of this autopsy results, so much so that you're apparently blind to the blatant contractions that would be born of it. Though it's extremely hard to believe that, as you mentioned, that there was some misconduct during the autopsy. If that were the case, why would Atsugi not have disputed the findings in this trial? Oh. In the closed court hearing 10 years ago, the defendant never once denied the claims against him. Isn't that right, Lord von Six? Yes, that is indeed correct. Hearing the victims of guilt, verdict of guilty, he merely closes his eyes, quietly accepting the judgment. The actions of a man who has accepted as responsibility for his deeds and is resigned to his fate. But then, oh my, that is very strange. If Mr. Asogi did nothing to oppose the charge against then, that would surely mean there was no fabricated evidence, and obviously conclusions that which you should have arrived many minutes ago, Prosecutor Sogi. Your twisted loyalty and clouded judgment are impairing your ability for local thought. Genshin Asugi's silence at his hearing can mean only one thing. There was no fabrication of evidence during the autopsy of his final victim 10 years ago. Warum haut sie ihn dann jetzt so drum? Das muss mal einer sagen, I guess. But if that autopsy was all about board, there was nothing to stop Lord Strongheart bringing this trial to an evidently conclusion.
Objection.
Thank you, Ryonosuke. If it wasn't for your frank words, just know this trial may very well have ended prematurely. Kazuma? What's this latest absurdity, Consul? My lord, your reasoning is perfectly sound, but for one gigantisches Loch, I beg your pardon. You claim my father's silence was due to the fact that there was no fabricated evidence, but there is another possible explanations. You have overlooked the possibility that he had a reason for maintaining that silence.
Objection.
Silence that would lead to him being convicted and sent to his death. If the autopsy results were an invention, there's no unsafe reason why the man wouldn't have protested.
Objection.
Oh, those results were inventions, alright. There's no question of that. Or are you forgetting that two people with a connection to that autopsy have been assassinated? If I force the grievance I feel from my mind, I start to see you in a very different light. I think perhaps it's you who's been living in delusions this 10 years. Mann, oh Mann, oh Mann. Me? Man, oh Mann. Asuma-sama has created one last chance for Ask here, Mr. Naruto. If he can only show there was a reason for his father's silence in this trial. Aber was für einen Grund hatte der dann bitte? Mir fällt dazu spezifisches gerade gar keiner ein, muss ich gestehen. A reason why the man would have said nothing even though he was innocent? Could it have been part of some negotiations perhaps? Oder würde mich dann schon mal interessieren, was da für ein Grund dafür gäbe. Enough rhetoric, the court must be shown evidence. Muss man mal fairerweise sagen, weil also mir fällt da jetzt nicht mal irgendein nennenswerter Grund ein, muss man sagen. What proof do you have that could possibly explain a so science in court? Also dementsprechend Armband bringt uns nichts. Das ist halt so jetzt gerade so die Sache. Jetzt müssen wir mal durchgehen. Arch Importations, Chief Modus. Ich muss halt dann sowas durchlesen, dann kurz mal. Reason for dismissal eating and that this is details will confliction with Attention notes indicate that the jailbreak plot was conveyed prior to the convict's incarceration. It's believed that the engage in some form of negotiation with person. Potentially be demented. Ich weiß jetzt nicht fairerweise, muss man fairerweise sagen. Das frage ich mal gestehen mit Letter Interaction. Fairerweise, es bringt uns ja jetzt nichts, das ebenfalls nicht so wirklich. Was hatte das Telegramm von Japan mit dazu zu tun? Der Ring, actually, wüsste ich jetzt nicht, inwiefern der was dazu beizutragen hätte, muss man gestehen. Dementsprechend das. Ich weiß es wirklich nicht. Also da müsste diese Dismissal Notice hier eigentlich fairerweise der Proof sein. Also das müsste. Oh, ich weiß es nicht. Dementsprechend. Mary verkehrt kann es nicht sein, muss man sagen. Dementsprechend. It's true that Genshin Asugi's silence during this trial resulted in his conviction, but that didn't actually lead to his execution. On the contrary, it led to his escape. An escape that was only possible because he'd been sentenced to death. Although I find it hard to believe my father would have no petitions negotiated. In that way, the defense has correct. A fake execution, falsification of death certificate, and a jailbreak inside a coffin. Clearly, such an elaborate plan could have been carried out by my father alone. He must have had the help of a collaborator from his judiciary. I have here the dismissal notice of the chief warder who was working in the prison at the time. The notes read there are indications that the jailbreak was planning prior to the inmates' incarcerations. In other words, there was a suggesting of some sort of negotiations between Mr. Sugi and the British government. In exchange for the silence incurred, he was giving an assurance that he would be broken out of prison. Yes, with that sort of clandestine agreement in place, I can imagine he would have kept very quiet. Would go further than that. In fact, I would say that the elaborate jailbreak of Mr. Azuki can be explained in no other way. Mann, oh Mann, oh Mann. Was da eigentlich alles dabei rauskommt immer. Bei so einem Fall, I guess. Order. First, fabricated evidence and no jailbreak conspiracy. Of course, because it's all intimately linked. The prosecution wishes to summon new witness to the stand. Witnesses? There's noch mehr Zeugen? People who can testify about the jailbreaks show that took place 10 years ago. Was jetzt noch eine Gefängnis Oberhaupt da jetzt auch noch vor Gericht sein oder was? Governor Kadeen and the poor chief warder of the prison? I won't allow this trial to turn into a farce. To summon the governor of the prison after all this year. Oh, it won't be any trouble, my lord. What? Father? My dear friend might appear a little rattle-pated at times, but I can assure you he is extremely thorough. He arrived both Barclay and the local persons earlier, asking Governor Kadeen and Mr. Virtue to attend the Old Bailey as a matter of extreme urgency. Mr. Jones did that. Are you telling me what that? Both men are, unless I'm much mistaken, waiting just outside the courtroom at this very moment. Oh boy, da sieht es ganz danach aus, als wenn wir noch mehr Zeugen zum Verhören können. Zum Vorstellen kriegen, oder wie soll ich das mal sagen? Und ich dachte schon, das wären die letzten Zeugen hier, I guess, aber okay. Muss man mal fairerweise sagen. Scheint nicht so der Fall zu sein. My lord, you must permit this trial to proceed as you declared it's outside. You promised that we would stop at nothing to uncover the full truth behind these disturbing findings. Very well, bring in the witnesses. Make no mistake, I too would like nothing more than to lay in this business to rest once and for all. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, die zwei der Angeklagte, okay, die anderen beiden jetzt halt mal raus, yay! Will the new witness state their names and occupations for the court, please? I, Barry Kadeen, Governor of Barclay Prison. Everyone calls me Gossip. I said your other person, if you don't mind. Oh, I do beg your pardon, of course. My name is Juli Mitchell. I use it to be the chief warder at Barclay Prison. The reason you've been summoned here to court today is to testify about the jailbreak of the called professor not 10 years ago. No shot, the professor, we have already been through all this before a decade ago, and the conclusion was that there wasn't anything untoward happened. A convicted escaped from your prison, Governor Hartley. What you would call nothing untoward? Well, the conviction certificate was somehow falsified after he was gladly executed, and he escapes the prisoner inside the oven coffin. A plan of explanity could never have been carried out without the help of somebody of influence inside the prison. Ja, aber dies und viel mehr, muss man mal fairerweise zugeben, finden wir im nächsten Part heraus. Und vor allem, was die beiden dazu zu sagen haben, das werden wir dort auch erfahren. Also vielen Dank fürs Einschalten und bis zum nächsten Mal. Auf Wiedersehen, meine Lieben.